I am so excited for today's video. I am finally organizing my small kitchen pantry. I think this is the first time I'm ever doing this on my channel, so I'm really excited. I just bought a set of storage containers, so I'm going to put everything in there and just make it all look more organized than it is right now because it is a big mess. If you are new here, welcome. I make videos all about minimalism and simple living, so if that sounds interesting to you, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. So this is the 10-piece container set that I just bought, and I've been wanting one of these for a while now, but I just never bought any because, as you will see later in the video, I have some mason jars that I use for some dry goods. So I've been using that for a while, but I finally decided to invest in some storage containers to make my pantry more organized. I didn't know if a 10-piece set was going to be too little or too much, but you will see in the video towards the end that I made it work. The first thing I'm going to do is to make sure I wash everything before I put stuff in it, and then I'm going to just grab a towel and dry them off so I don't have to wait for them to dry and waste any time. So like I said, I have a small pantry, so in this one I just have a couple of canned goods, some boxes of pasta back there. I can take all those out and then just figure out where to put everything. Also in here, I think I have a few things in here where I can put in the storage containers as well. A lot of this stuff is just like spices, hot sauces, things like that. But there's a couple of things up there that I can use for the storage containers. And then this is the top of the fridge. It is very cluttered up there. I already do have some mason jars and other jars where I do have some stuff in it, but there's other stuff like the sugar, the oatmeal that I can put in the storage containers. As you guys saw, I don't have much of a pantry. I just have a few cabinets where I store my food, so since I don't have much space, I do use the top of the refrigerator to store some more stuff on there. So I'm hoping that I can use the new storage containers to make everything just look more organized since I do not have much of a pantry. I realized that I hadn't cleaned the top of the refrigerator for a long time. So as I was taking things off, I cleaned the top of the refrigerator, as well as when I took everything out of the cabinets, I also wiped the shelves down. Here is basically everything that I had on the fridge and in the cabinets except for the spices and the hot sauces. as you can see, I had a bit of an issue trying to get the baking powder out of this container, so I just went ahead and tried it with a knife, and that worked, except I made a huge mess everywhere. Most of the storage containers are going to be used for baking supplies such as baking powder, baking soda, flour, sugar, things like that, because those really don't last long if they just sit in a box like that. So I really wanted to get these containers for that reason, and then the other containers that are not for those purposes I am going to use for other items. I was able to fill up 8 out of the 10 containers so far. I have 2 of them that are empty right now because I do not have the items that I want to put in there yet. I need to go grocery shopping so I can fill those up. Like this one I'm going to use for spaghetti, and then the other one I'm going to use for flour. So this is what I am working with for now, and I'm really excited. I love how it looks. So I am going to put these back into the pantry. As I was putting the containers back, I later changed my mind because I didn't want this one to just be sitting unused. So I put my pita crackers in there for now, and then later when I do get my flour eventually, I will use that for the flour. So I do not have any labels or anything like that to use for the containers. So I am just using what I have, and it is a sticky note and a Sharpie, and I'm writing down what is in them and the expiration date. So that way I know when to use things up so they don't go to waste. The sticky note is just temporary for now until I figure out a better system and method on how I can label these, because the sticky notes kind of look a little bit tacky. I'm not sure, but I like things to be more aesthetically pleasing, and I know there's got to be a different way to label my containers that do not involve sticky notes. So for now, I'm just using the sticky notes, and it doesn't bother me that much because I'm mostly only using it for the baking supplies, just because the flour and the sugar all kind of look similar. They're the same color, so I just feel like it's easier to label those. after I did the labeling, I was ready to put everything back into the pantry, and when I was doing that, I realized that I needed to figure out a functional system to put everything back into the pantry so that it is functional and easy to use. I had to do a lot of rearranging off camera to figure out what was going to work best for us. So after a lot of organizing and rearranging, I finally created the system that is going to work for us. So in this top cabinet shelf, I have all the baking supplies up here. Down below, I have mostly liquids and then a few grains. In the little bag, I have some couscous, and then I have some rice next to it. That is different than the rice in the container. I didn't want to mix those together, but there is the rice, and then the bottom shelf is just all the spices. In the other cabinet, I have at the very top some pasta as well as some smoothie ingredients that I like to use, like oatmeal, cacao powder, hemp seeds, and I realized that pasta doesn't really go with those other ingredients, but that was the only place where that container fit. And then down here I have my coffee section where I have my coffee, and then back here I have behind my grinder are some canned goods that I have. And then at the top of the refrigerator, I have the pita crackers, and then behind that is that empty container that I was showing earlier, which I am going to put some spaghetti in when I get some. And my nuts and other dried goods are still in the mason jars. I put them back to where they were originally, along with some cooking oils that I like to use. I hope this video inspired you to declutter, clean, and organize your own kitchen pantry. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It really supports my channel. Also, don't forget to comment and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And also follow me on Instagram if you like more content on minimalism and behind the scenes sort of things. You can follow me there as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!